Hi, Jim Carson here from Blackstock Ford Lincoln, Orangeville, Ontario. What I'd like to talk to you about right now is the new Ford Bronco and how you can accessorize your vehicle to protect it and make the most of its features. Well, there's lots of accessories available from Ford and Ford Performance. We're going to cover a couple of those, and we're going to cover some stuff that you may not have thought about. So stay tuned. Check it out. We're going to talk about protecting the paint and body for when you're off-road and those scuff marks caused by the spruce and pine trees. We're going to talk about using your winch and some of the accessories that Blackstock Ford has to make that winch so much easier to use. And then we're also going to talk about the off-road lighting from Rigid and Ford Performance. And the last thing we're going to talk about is audio system upgrades featuring Rockford Fosgate and JBL Bass Pro Go. Stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. It's a great item that I think many people get a lot of use from, especially in the Bronco. So check it out. We're going to cover it next. When you're off-roading and when you're using your Bronco as you intended to do, whether that be flying down gravel roads with lots of stones and chips coming off, or in tight spaces on those trails where you got spruce trees and pine trees dragging along the paint of your vehicle, they're expensive and it can destroy the paint. Well, check this out. This is a great way to take care of things. Everyone has heard of paint protection film. 3M Scotchgard Pro Series film is all we use exclusively at Bad Dog Mods and Blackstock Ford. But many people aren't aware that the paint protection film is available in two finishes, a clear translucent, and like we're showing behind us, a stealth or a satin finish. Now, why would you want to go that way? Well, first of all, to protect the paint on this Bronco, when you look at it closely, you'll realize we don't have to protect the roof because, of course, the roof is composite. So we're really just doing the body down. And in this eruption green Everglades, what a great example. You'll see how the paint has been turned to a bright glossy finish to a satin finish. But you're also getting with that the added protection of paint protection film. How much protection is that? Well, your primer, your color, and your clear coat that comes from the factory combined, that's going to equal somewhere around 3.5 to 4 microns. The paint protection film from 3M with its multi-layered film system is going to be 8 microns. So together, when you're layering on paint protection film from 3M, Scotchgard Pro Series, on top of the factory paint, you're almost tripling the total surface before you get down to the metal. When you wrap the vehicle in the paint protection film, the gloss film, well, you really can't see it. You can't see any difference. You shouldn't be able to see any difference if it's been installed properly. So that's where the value of the satin or the stealth film comes in. It gives you the benefit of not only the protection and not only the self-healing film qualities of the paint protection film from 3M, that is, those small scratches fill in on their own, just like it does on the gloss, but it changes the finish so that everyone's going to see that vehicle and go, hey, what's different about that vehicle? It works on any color. It can take any finish and just give you a more attractive look and a more modern look, such as these satin and matte finishes we're seeing today. So if you look behind us here, this Everglades has been completely wrapped. I think it looks really cool, kind of brings in that army look with that green, making it that matte instead of that high gloss on the eruption green. And as I said, you're going to get the full benefits. You'll notice that over top of the decals, in this case over the Everglades decals, no distortion, no bubbling. It still looks perfectly factory. You cannot tell that this has been added over top of it, but you will tell years down the road as your paint gets punished from off-road use. You know, if you're an off-road enthusiast, chances are you already know that the premium name of Factor 55 stands above all else when we're talking about hooks and Fairleads. They make very high quality, durable products that have a lot of innovative features. Let's talk about the Fairlead first. So in this particular case, it's 1.5 inches thick, but the coloring I get some questions on. It's only available in this dull gray finish, and there's a reason for that. This has type 3 anodized coating, much more durable than type 2 anodized coating that you'd be familiar with those glossy reds and blues, or powder coating. This is a very durable finish, and you need that. When you're pulling in this rope that may have dragged through stones and grit and gravel and sand, it is going to scratch your factory Fairlead, such as the worn one that comes with this winch. That's just anodized, or it's not even anodized, it's just a polished aluminum piece. Well, this This Type 3 anodization that Factor 55 uses will make sure this thing's looking great for a long time. Another great features about the Factor 55 Fairlead is the chamfered corners and the wider opening top and bottom. If you want to use this to suck down your suspension using your winch, that's perfect for that. When you're winching at stress of high degree side angles, then you need this chamfered edge here so that your line, your synthetic rope in this case, will slide in and out easily, causing less friction and less damage to your very expensive synthetic rope. So that's the Factor 55 Fairlead. It partners and mates together perfectly with the Factor 55 Ultra Hook. You know, when you're getting the winch from the factory and you have that standard D-ring, it's very sloppy. Where does it go? What do you attach it to? There is no tow hooks here on this modular bumper for it to attach to. So uniquely, the Factor 55 Ultra Hook rather, it sucks in and mounts flat right against the winch. Let me show you how. So you just take it in, and then there's this rubber gasket on here. Nothing but the rubber touches on that Fairlead. There's no aluminum on aluminum, and you suck it in tight, and there you go. You're down the road. There's instructions on here on the proper way to mount it to protect for corrosion as you keep it on year round. This is the correct way to mount it, but it's not the correct way to use it. Make sure you read the instructions. When you're using the Ultra Hook, you always use the hook with the clasp side up. These finger knolls here make it very intuitive for you to do it that way. The reason is you're never going to break this hook. This hook is upwards of 40,000 pounds of strength, and your winch itself is a 12,000 pound capacity. But should something break, should the hook break, should the line break, should something break, by connecting it this way, it's going to drop down to the ground, and that's what you want for safety. The Factor 55 hook has lots of unique features. You could just clamp your D-ring right through there if that's what you wanted to do. There's a safety clasp that will keep it in there, but you can also lock it. There's a pin that pops out that goes right in there so that if it falls to the ground or it hits something while you're operating in a one-man operation, you don't have to risk your hook being disconnected from your main line. So great feature, the highest quality products, looks great, and excellent functionality with the Factor 55 products. The Ford Performance line of accessories is outstanding with a great selection of very, very high quality partners. And this light bar from Rigid is a great example of that. The light bar comes two ways. It's designed, if you have the factory roof rack, it mounts right inside of the factory roof rack where you run the wiring through there. Or if you don't have the factory roof rack, the other way is it mounts right into the same mounting spots where the roof rack would mount. And mounting it up there, hiding the wiring, allows you to hook it into the factory auxiliary switches. And when you need light, you got light, a lot of light. Another unique feature about the Ford Performance light bar are the factory covers. Let me show you what those look like to protect that light as you go down the road. So your Ford Performance light covers, it comes in 4 pieces. It's obviously branded with Ford Performance. Coming with the 4 pieces allows you to use it also not just for protection of your off-road light, your very expensive off-road light, but also to blind out certain parts so that you can modify the light output as much as you need or want for your situation. They're really handy. I think they're great looking. They go on, they snap in place, and they will not come off. You probably already understand this if you've off-roaded before, but if it's your first time, your winch is completely useless without having the safety kit with you and the straps and the available accessories. This bag gives you just about everything you need. It's made by Warren. It's a heavy-duty nylon bag with lots of side storage bags, and when we open it up, you're going to see that we have, first off, the tree saver rope. Nice wide thick rope for wrapping around the tree, winching yourself out. Comes with a heavy-duty cinch block, a real heavy-duty cinch block. You need that. To double the strength of your rope and pull you out of really stuck situations or pulling very heavy vehicles out. There's a pair of gloves that they give you, nice winching gloves, which are of course handy with that rope. And then there's the recovery strap itself, branded with Ford Performance. It is a heavy-duty 2-inch wide recovery strap. All of that comes inside this nice handy bag, and you're going to need it. You're going to need something to go with your winch. Why not brand yourself with the Ford Performance by Warren Winches heavy-duty tool bag for your winch? When you think about the limitations Ford designers had to take into account when designing the stereo system for the Ford Bronco, such as the fact that the doors are removable and come off, so there's no speakers in the doors, such as the fact that it is designed for all weather sort of elements and getting wet, there are definitely limitations. One of them is you'll find that maybe the bass isn't what you'd like to have. Well, we got a great solution for that, and I'll tell you why it's great. It's JBL's Bass Pro Go, a very unique system like no other. When it's locked into its cradle here, then we're going to tie in, which we've already done, into the rear speaker wires, and that becomes a subwoofer, a self-powered subwoofer, a powered sub, that is going to take the audio off the speaker cables and it'll pick up down to 30 megahertz. That's excellent performance for a powered sub, much better than most of the competitors. But the unique part, what makes it unique is when it's not a subwoofer and when it's clipped into place, you simply disconnect the wiring harness in the back, one clip, and then this cradle comes undone, the speaker comes out, and you have 8 hours of portable Bluetooth speaker. Now, I let you sound how great it is, but you're not here in the showroom. Come and check it out for yourself. Besides, the YouTube licensing may not like it. But what a great system. It's very functional. Together with the Rockford Fosgate Speaker Upgrades, which I'll cover next, we have made this sound system like no other Bronco. It's fantastic. What we've done is we've taken the lower kick panel speakers, those are 6.5 inch. We've replaced those with Rockford Fosgate's marine speakers. Why? Well, there's the water element. Obviously, with a truck such as the Everglades here and a snorkel, if the snorkel's up here, then you know the vehicle is designed for those speakers to get wet if it should happen at fording through water. So the lower kick panel speakers, we've gone with a 6.5 three-way Rockford Fosgate marine speaker. Awesome stuff. Then up in the light bar and up in the dash, we've replaced the factory 4.5 inch, again with Rockford Fosgate's Punch two-way audio system. So we've really given this audio system, without too much fuss, without too much muss, without hacking into factory wiring, we have given this audio system a fantastic upgrade with Rockford Fosgate and the JBL Bass Pro Go. So there you go. There's some great suggestions we have for you on what you can do to accessorize your Ford Bronco, thinking a little bit outside of the box. This 3M Scotchgard Pro Series stealth paint protection film will keep your paint and body looking fantastic for a very long time. Going off-road, well, you're going to need some lights, none better than Rigid, and this Ford Performance light. That light bar across the roof, available both with and without the factory roof rack. And we talked about the winch upgrades. You need a recovery bag. Ford Performance has a great recovery bag with all the tools you'll need to utilize that winch you've paid for. And then there's Factor 55. The Factor 55 Fairlead and Ultra Hook are the ultimate accessories that you need to make your winch function and perform day after day. And when you're getting there and you want to enjoy your tunes, there is definitely opportunity to upgrade the tunes, and we've done that with Rockford Fosgate speakers, both marine and car audio, and the JBL Bass Pro Go that gives us great bass, great sub, extra kick, and gives the added benefits of doubling with an 8-hour-long portable Bluetooth speaker that kicks out lots of sound. So, those are our suggestions. Once again, my name is Jim Carson. I want you to consider Blackstock, Ford Lincoln, and Bad Dog Mods when you're in the market for accessories or a new vehicle. We're experts, we know what we're doing, we have great quality products, and we have fantastic pricing. So check us out. We'll look forward to seeing you. Thank you for watching.